Warm-up number 28, Power Standard number 3. The local church fundraiser will earn money from families eating at 2 restaurants. Mr. Rick at the Italian restaurant will give $40 and then $2 for each meal. Mrs. Smith at the Chinese restaurant will give $50 and then $1 per meal. After how many meals will the 2 restaurants give the same or the equal amount? Write and solve a system of equations. So let's start with Mr. Rick at the Italian restaurant. He is going to give them $40 no matter what, and then $2 per meal. So anytime per, for each, for every, that means multiplying. And we know that's going to be, I'll take F for fundraiser. It's the total amount of fundraiser from Mr. Rick. Mrs. Smith is going to give $50 plus $1 per meal, and that's her total that she's going to give to the fundraiser. Now, you can think of this as substitution. You can kind of just think of it common sense because we want them to be the same. They're both equal to F, so they have to be equal to each other. Or you can say, hey, I'm going to take this 50 plus 1M here and input it in for F. However you want to think of it, we are using substitution to solve this system of equations. Now remember, when you, some of the rules we have is you need to make sure both sides of the equal side are simplified, which they are, and then you have to get rid of the variables on one of the sides. So I'm going to choose to get rid of the 1m, meaning if I subtract 1m from this side, I can do that as long as I subtract 1m from the other side. So I have 40 plus 2m's minus 1m is 1m equals 50, and that's it. Now we have to solve this two-step equation. I'm solving for m, so I have to get rid of the 40. So I'm going to combine that with a negative 40. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So now I have 1m equals 50 minus 4, 50 plus a negative 40, 50 minus 40, or 50 plus a negative 40, which is 10. So m, remember, was the number of meals. So after how many meals will the 2 restaurants give the same amount of money? After 10 meals. We don't need to figure out the number of money, even though we could do that. Power standard 4. The point negative 4, 2 is reflected over the x-axis. So that's this one right here. What are the coordinates of the resulting point, and show your steps? So remember, it's creating a mirror image. So if I'm 2 above the x-axis, if I go 2 below, notice I'm still going to be at negative 4, but now I'm going to be at a negative 2. If we wanted to use coordinate notation, notice again to reflect over the x-axis, my x value is staying the same. I'm at negative 4 each time, but my y becomes its opposite.